What's up guys and gals, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. If you happen to be new to the channel or you're just enjoying the content, then be sure to ground and pound that like and subscribe button. And reach up there, trigger the bell, and turn on post notifications so that way you never miss a live stream or a video that is uploaded. Well, all you see now all over the YouTube sphere is people crying and saying that the Eagle Bear needs to be nerfed, and then you got those that are making videos crying about those crying for the gun to be nerfed, and then you got those that are making videos about people crying about the Eagle Bear being nerfed, and then in turn making videos crying saying that the Eagle Bear doesn't need to be nerfed. So there's just a whole lot of crying going on. But this is not really that type video. It's just more or less of coming to the conclusion that no matter which way the devs make their decision, one side or the other, no one is going to be happy. So the best thing to do is respectfully voice your opinions on, Division, Reddit, or, even, anything as far as on the Twitter sphere, YouTube sphere, you name it. Some of the devs or community managers are on, stream. They're streaming the game on Twitch or whatever. You can voice, your concerns respectfully there. But still, which way they land, no one's totally going to be happy with their decision. So just look at it as the cup is half full and do with it and deal with it and go on as business as usual. But there are things and elements in the game that I don't think, not a lot of people, there may have been some, I haven't seen them yet, but there may have been some that are trying to find workarounds, things that are just as viable and possibly, based on opinion now, that's even better than the Eagle Bear. And, it is something to be said because, you got all this hoopla of it should be nerfed, it shouldn't be nerfed, and this and that, but nobody's trying to think outside the box and trying to find different and even better possible ways to overcome this so-called Eagle Bear epidemic. I think they have, the Eagle derangement syndrome, to where it's just driving everybody crazy. Yes, the RNG, I think, could be increased as far as when it comes to the drop rate, so that would solve a lot of the things. But now when it comes to damage, something that is hidden behind raid exclusive content, and still there's not that many people that has completed it, thus the whole uproar as far as it being, needing nerfed or not being nerfed or untouched or whatever the case may be. But just think outside the box, and this is why I brought up this video. As you can see on the screen, and yes, I apologize for my rambling, I do have 80 rounds in my magazine. Now, there is no aces and eights member around me. I do not have on aces and eights. I do not have capacity on a talent in this particular AR. But with this particular one, it's a regular custom P416, and it is hitting for 18,100. And if we times that by 80, that gives us 1,448,000. And the reason why I say 80 is because its overflowing talent is procced. Every 3 reloads from empty increases your base magazine capacity to 100%. And in this case, without using capacity and instead I have Allegro, I'm getting 80 bullets in a magazine. Now, there are other things that could help speed up this process, as far as you can accompany the Blabbermouth talent to increase that rate of fire to make it even more potent once that 80 rounds is procced. You can stack reload speed. You can also do numerous other things to speed up that reload. It's like using the Gunner Specialist. Every 3rd reload is 50% faster. Different things and elements like this can you can stack, especially in utility mods and reload speed, and get this down to a science, and it can be really, really effective. Now let's go over to the Eagle, and the Eagle is 22.3. So there is a 4,200 difference, but the Eagle only has 60 rounds. So at 22,300, if we times that by 60, we get 1,338,000. So well over 100,000 damage difference in using and having this overflowing talent procced than the other. Now this doesn't take in consideration people's accuracy or aim, and this is more or less saying if potentially every single bullet you shot hit, That's basically what it comes down to. So when it comes to looking at it from a sustained damage point of view, the P416 definitely wins over. Now, if we're thinking of on terms of like a car going 0 to 60, then the Eagle Bearer has got you. But if you're tapped out in 5th gear and your transmission is given and all she can handle and will not go over that 60 miles per hour, and then once you hit 60, that's when the P416 kicks in the 6th gear on that 6-speed transmission and comes out with that 20 miles per hour, even greater, and ends up passing you. So, is this something that possibly is viable? And one could say, well, you know, that's just too many working parts and pieces. You know, you would actually, it's more situational, but, you know, in certain situations, it can definitely really be good. Well, isn't most things and talents in this game situational? We don't always plan for the worst, but we are prepared for the worst, right? So we have things that are in our builds for certain situations if those situations should occur. So to say that it's very situational, that's like saying everything in this game is situational, so it does fall in hand with everything else in this game. So definitely the P416 this way with the overflowing talent that you get off a Carbine 7 could actually play a factor, and especially in PBE, you have a lot more sustained damage. It basically turns the P416 into an LMG on that 3rd reload, and since if you're using the Gunner Specialist, then that 3rd reload is going to be 50% faster, so basically that 3rd reload is going to be like a 1.5 seconds, but you can probably, you know, get those other previous reloads down to like probably 2.5 seconds, so you can reload really, really fast if you're just stacking reload speed. But it's definitely something to consider and try out. So if you just have a Carbine 7 and a P416 laying around, then I definitely recommend to try it out. But for all you others out there that want to keep this Eagle Bear, you know, dilemma afloat, this is my conclusion, and I'm just going to throw my personal opinion out there. As I said, I think the drop rate for it should be increased ever so slightly. I do not think the damage part should be, you know, messed with. I think especially when it comes to, it's only 4K difference, you know, per bullet. It being, you know, what it is, its talents it has on it, its specific set mods that it has on it. Especially when it comes to PvE content, I would say definitely this way, on PvE with the overflowing would definitely be better than the Eagle. Just because you can do a lot more with it. You can have 12% more damage to elites. 13% more damage to elites by way of mods on a regular P416 than you can on an Eagle. So therefore, you're gonna, you know, make up that 4K pretty quick, you know, with that, you know, 13% damage to elites. But for PvE, then I can kind of see, like I said, both sides of the coin. But, you know, when I see Eagles out there, I don't really use mine that much. So if you see me like in the dark zone or some gameplay, I'm running an LMG, because if I get a choice to either try to be on par with other people that's in the dark zone that are using the Eagle Bear, and theirs is, just for example, hitting for 22.3, then why do I want to just go build for build and try to face tank like we're in Division 1 with something that's 22.3 when I can just slap on an LMG that's doing 27.8? And this is just based on this particular build. It's a skill build. Like, I mean, I have no reds on it, so that's why the damage is so low. But it was more or less putting the weapons on an even playing field. So that is my thoughts. I mean, there are other weapons out there that can be just as good, or if not better, than the Eagle Bear. It's just the Eagle is an exotic. It's in, you know, hidden behind a raid, so that makes it on, you know, top priority when it comes to high profile things. But try out this P416 with the overflowing talent, and, you know, try out some of these other weapons, you know, mix and match talents on it. I mean, I even have a Stoner LMG that actually has unhinged on it, and when it comes to, like I stated, the PvE side with 200 rounds, and you can be able to slap unhinged and have Allegro on it, and, you know, your RPM is a little bit higher, but with those 200 rounds, you got all that burst damage and sustained damage. Then go for it. Just, you know, think outside the box. Don't, you know, follow the crowd and follow somebody else's path. I urge each and every one of you to forge your own path. You know, go on this path of discovery, and you know, things are called the meta not because they're better, but just because they're more popular. So, you know, be yourselves, don't be sheep, my friends. So this is Relentless XRG. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about the whole debacle in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out the links in the description below for that exclusive membership link. So if you want to become a member and get some exclusive content with loyalty badges and emojis and tons of perks and benefits, then be sure to smack that. But thank you guys so much. We'll see you punching later.